What's the deal? Yeah, what's the deal? What's the deal? How you feel? What's the deal? Where you at?
So y'all here? Y'all like inspiration? Y'all like motivation?
Denise Camille?
Y'all like ventilation?
Denise Camille?
Y'all know I gotta make up a few words here and there, but who y'all here with?
Ventilation and Denise Camille.
Under the act. But we not playing no games.
We're not into games. We don't like Sega, PlayStation, or Xbox.
So y'all here with Dilate the Dialogue with Denise Camille.
Dilate the dialogue.
We gotta open up, not them legs, but the mind.
Denise Camille.
Cause I know y'all trying to find y'all strength.
Denise Camille.
Intertwined with the life of me.
Denise Camille.
Greetings, everyone. Greetings. Y'all hear another episode of Dilate the Dialogue with the one and only, Denise Camille. Y'all here today. It's another day. It's a beautiful day. It kind of feels like a Friday today. I know it's not Friday. It's only Tuesday. Right? How y'all doing? How y'all living? How y'all breathing? How y'all achieving? We still in this 90-day challenge I got going on. It was kind of started or pushed or ignited, I should say. Ignited by one of my clients. I'm also the urban love therapist, relationship with self coach. And that one session was like, what? What are we talking about? Okay. And I just felt the need to say, you know what? I'm going to do a challenge for 90 days. That's just 3 months. What you waiting for? You know, I post every day and I continually post every day. That's the consistency in me, right? 90-day challenge of what you waiting for, y'all. Get something started in your life. Try something new. It could be a walk in the park. It could be going to touch snails. I don't even know where that even came from. Yet, how y'all doing? And in the 90-day challenge, today is actually day, I can't even say because this episode is not coming out for another couple weeks, right? So either way, I'll still be doing a 90-day challenge at that point. And I just want to say I'm grateful. I know I've started many things in these days so far, and we still have about maybe a little less than a month to go. I'm grateful, y'all. I'm grateful that I've been able to open up to start this, to be able to share with the world on my platforms what are we doing today? What y'all got going on? Every day is not a day to take for granted. Every day we may have some things that may attempt to try to take us for granted. You know what I'm saying? We're not going to go there right now. We're not going to go there because I already got today's topic. I was just shuffling them cards. Y'all know them cards. Denise Camille, the self-awareness deck. Get y'all this deck. This deck is built from my mind, of course, the innovation and creation that I get elated to complete. Sometimes I need a little bit of a kickstart, and yet sometimes I just, let me trip up on the creativity again. Get it started, get your mind right, get your lives right? Get your feet wet into something that you will never forget. I'm not the best rhyme, but I like it. I enjoy it. I seek out the truth in me because I am who? I am she. Denise Camille. All right, y'all, let's get into this. Again, thank y'all listeners for being a part of who I am and just being a part of my life for these 20 to 30 minutes episodes that, I put out there because the topics are needed. You never know who needs it. We're human beings. You never know what story or if somebody else's story can help you in your story. You know what I'm saying? It's just getting yourself out there, opening up. I know for me, one of my main gifts is my mouth. And this kind of use of a mouth. This is a GR rated. Grrr. Y'all don't bother me. It just bother me when you want to. I might not even bother you. Okay, either way, today's topic, Guide with Grace. Guide with Grace. And I don't have my other phone to grab just to get these quick definitions. I want to make sure that we always on the same page. So y'all walk with me. Let me go grab this other phone here real quick. If y'all can still hear me I'm going to just come on over here to the other part of the office. Of course, there would be some sort of a technical difficulty. But y'all got me, right? Y'all can hear me. You hear me? You hear me? All right. We just, there's always something beautiful in the day that, you know, but you got to just pay attention to the collateral beauty. I always say, just pay attention to the collateral beauty. And today's topic, again, guide with grace, y'all. Guide with grace. You want to make sure that, you know, everything is gracefully done. So grace is a simple elegance or refinement of movement. Courteous goodwill. Say it again. Grace is a simple elegance or refinement of movement, right? And then we go with guide. We should have done guide first. Guide is a person who advises or shows the way to others, or a thing that helps someone to form an opinion, to make a decision or calculation. So if you see a person who advises or shows the way to others, which is a guide, right? A tour guide or a travel guide or something, they're showing the way where you can see different landmarks and things like that in different countries or different places, historically, what have you. And then again, go back to grace is that simple elegance, right? Let me make sure I get it right. Simple elegance or refinement of movement. First of all, let me start by saying shout out to the ancestors, y'all. If it ain't for these ancestors, not these, my ancestors that are continuously guiding, comforting, strengthening, quieting, louding, whatever they have to do to keep me on my right path, to keep me on purpose, to keep me on call, to keep me doing the work that I have been called to do. And still being able to find balance in my mind, in my work, in my leisure. I'm grateful. Shout out to the ancestors. If nobody else can help me, I know they got me. Right? And that basically goes right into guiding with grace, right? Having someone being able to offer those steps, being able to offer what you're needing in places where you don't know or you're unknown or fearful of going, right? I know last night I was thinking about, was it last night or this morning? Either way, I was thinking about the word fear. Not even the word, yet what it is. I've heard somebody say fear is misguided love, right? Ooh, it's like a jazz hands. Fear is misguided love, yet when we guide with grace, what does that actually look like? That simple elegance. And even thinking about with us where even there's so many thoughts that run through my head. I'm trying to grab them, not trying. I am doing the best to grab them one thought at a time. Because this train of thought just choo, 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 choo. Okay. I'm taking out a Muppet land. Okay. Guide with grace. It goes back, and I could use this prime example of ancestors or spirit, right? Think about many times when, I can give a prime example of my life way back when. Many times when we were unaware of the warfare spiritually that we were in. And just like even in the analogy of the TLC video, remember Waterfalls, remember the video when the mom with the son, that part where he's walking to meet up with the drug dealers, the men of the streets, right? And the mom is in a spirit realm and she's pushing him back. And she's like, no, don't go. Because she knows what their intentions are. Their intentions aren't good. So her knowing her son or her having that connection, because that's her son, she did her best to not guide him, or she did her best to guide him away from the situation, yet she was in spirit and she was in 5D, he was in 3D. And she couldn't stop him because he, in his mind, being a young male, thought, hey, this is the way to go. These gentlemen have my back. They're going to gracefully guide me into the street life. Well, his mom obviously knew differently. She knew what their intentions were. They're there to think, what's one less child in this world? Because for everybody got to eat. Whatever the situation is, she was doing her best to guide him with grace away from the situation, because I'm sure that it was tugging on his heartstrings when he felt her pushing him back, right? Guiding with grace is knowing that you have someone as your guide, whether it's, whether it's 3D or 5D, someone that is there, or some entity or energy that is giving you the way or the path to go gracefully. And it's a simple elegance. It's not anything like they didn't push you down the stairs. They didn't trip you up or do anything harmful to you to guide you into the right direction. They offer the little nudge here and there. People think there's a little things. There's no such thing as coincidence, right? These guides, these people, whether it be parents, grandparents, friends, anyone that is on your soul tribe, right? They guide you and they pick up on things that maybe you're not turning or tuning into, right? And when I say tuning in, it's more of the energy of intuition, right? Because that's our main guide. That intuition can stop us from getting into a lot of things, people. I know as females, normally our intuition is turned up. It may not be at the highest volume that it is, yet it's always on, opposed to our counterparts where when I've been into the barbershops, I got to get those videos out there. That's another project that I'm working on. Check out the Barbershop Basics. That's coming hopefully sooner than later. The men will admit they don't turn on their intuition every day, especially when they meet a lady. They're definitely not turning it on because that's not what they want on, right? They're at that physical boy. Okay. Their eyes, their naked eyes, are on more than their third eye, their first eye, right? That pineal gland is like, no, we'll calcify, we'll keep it off. Why are we turning on intuition? Come on now, that's... In reality, everyone has intuition, right? So the intuition allows as our guide with grace. And the grace meaning like no one else has to see it. It's a inner sense. Like I always say the word innocent. To me, I hear inner sense. You're tapping into your inner senses, your clairvoyance, clairaudience, clairsentience, claircognizance, clairgustance. You're tapping in. The intuition can apply those so you can be more aware of your 5D realm than the 3D, right? So guiding with grace, y'all, that is being aware of your guides. Whether your guides are spiritual, because everybody's got them, or since everybody, there are those that they just lost their guides because of doing foolishness, right? And yet you have the nudges of real and unreal nudges. And it all depends on what you're feeding. Are you feeding the will or are you feeding the ego when it comes to a guide, right? Yet gracefully, how are you going to handle that? So let's take this quick break. Let's take this quick break, y'all. And we will come back for the second half of Dilate to Dialogue with Denise Camille. Today's episode is Guide with Grace. All right, y'all. See y'all in the second half. Greetings, y'all. We back for the second half of today's topic. Y'all here with Dilate to Dialogue with Denise Camille, the one and only I am she I am. So let's just dive in. Guide with grace. We were talking about who are we feeding when we're feeding our guides, right? Are we feeding the ego or are we feeding the will? Oh, good. It must be nap time because I don't know what in the world's going on because these yawns are coming out of nowhere. It can't be nap time. I done missed nap time like 4 hours ago. Okay, y'all. My body's telling me, guide with grace. Go take that nap. All right. So guiding with grace is giving you the steps that are ordered, right? I know y'all aware of steps that are being ordered by your higher power, by your parents, by, something outside of you giving you the talk, right? I know I have a few examples. Like I know for me, my guides, one of my examples I used to use always, I'm sure you've heard me talk about before, is Moana. That song when the grandmother comes back after she transitions into the stingray, they have the song, the ancestor song, and she's like, why do you hesitate? And Moana's like, I don't even know. Like, I want to go back home, yet there's something inside of me that's calling me, that keeps telling me to keep going. Her guide, right? That inner guide, that's that inner sense. That's that innocence in you. We each have a unique reason for being here. Whatever the purpose is, it's definitely greater than what we think. The future, we can't even imagine. We can't even fathom what the future holds. I know for me, I got a glimpse years ago. I was driving on the highway and Spirit just gave me a glimpse. And I was like, oh, when am I getting that? When? Patience is the truest virtue of life, right? The truest. And I love to just be aware of knowing that our guides, they do it so gracefully. It's us in the 3D that tend to mess it up. We tend to, no, I'm going to go this route. 15 years later, here's what you were supposed to get 15 years ago. Wait, what? You mean to tell me? Yet, they say time is wasted on the youth. Yet I can say now where I am in my life, I know my next chapter is going to be greater than my last. Come on, somebody. Oh, God, I know it. I know it. Yet I also know in these last chapters, there was a lot I had to learn. And had I not learned it the way I did, I wouldn't be able to appreciate where I'm going. Come on, somebody. I wouldn't be able to appreciate it. So even though the steps that I took, I kind of dragged out what my destiny was to be years ago, everything happens on purpose, number one. Nothing happens in coincidence, number two. And what is meant for you will not ever pass you by. The appreciation you gain within yourself after growing through these pains of life that come will only get you to a place of value and worth emotionally and mentally, and definitely spiritually, once you get to a place of appreciation. Appreciation. I always tell my kids are so ungrateful. Oh, yet again, they ain't got no responsibilities. They get taken care of just because they're little. And you be like, well, can y'all take care? Yet, I'm okay. I'm not a kid anymore. My youngest are about to be 12, my twins. I got one in college, one on their way to college. And then I'm down to 2. So I went from 4 to 3 to 2. Yeah, what am I saying? And then once the twins decide what they want to do with their lives, it'll be 2 to 0. You know what I'm saying? So I'm grateful for being guided with grace. I'm grateful to have had lessons. I can call them lessons that I'm grateful for now. Growing through them was very, can be a bit challenging. Yet, I always say, just like poison ivy, the antidote is less than 10 feet away. I had somebody ask me, what's the antidote? I'm like, I don't know. They just less than 10 feet away. Clearly, that's work I need to do for myself. Yet, I use that example for anyone when I say, with human problems, the solution is not less than 10 thoughts away, right? With this intrusive thoughts that we have. And I've been doing that a lot lately because I've been getting a lot more intrusive thoughts now that I'm aware of them. Even though I knew they were coming, not coming yet, being there, it was more of a place of, now that I'm talking back to them, they're like, they stutter and stand there. I'm like, wait a minute. You throwing out questions you ain't got the answer for? So what you asking me for? And who are you? Mr. Finn? I'm not there. Knock, knock somewhere else. You know what I'm saying? I appreciate the fact that I can be guided with grace, that my spirit team, they're pretty nice to me. I've had it maybe once or twice. I remember one time they yelled at me. And I was like, you ain't got to yell. They're like, well, you're not listening, Denise. I'm like, oh, okay. Okay. I hear y'all. I'm with it. Okay. You know, and I'm grateful that they haven't left me yet. They must think I'm probably the most hard-headed child that they've ever seen. Oh, they said I'm not. Okay. I'm sure you see worse. Okay. I'm grateful that I'm able to be of service to my ancestors, to be guided with grace. I'm grateful that I've able to been in the presence of elders who have loved me with grace, who've guided me with grace, who've held safe space for me with grace, who've been a mentor, a teacher, a mother, a preacher, a friend. Can we just exhale for the real ones? There's like 1,000 fake ones to one real one. I appreciate me being authentic. I appreciate being guided with grace. And I ask of you today to identify within yourself who has guided you with grace. And did you give them their flowers before they entranced and exited this realm and entranced into the next? That's one of the things I have been doing for the last maybe 5 years or so. Anyone that came into my life that was a gem, I made sure I let them know I appreciate you. I thank you. I implore, I hope that, you know, I didn't have any hopes at the time. You showed me what you showed me. Love is an action. I'm an investment. You an investment, right? Yet the guiding with grace was a lot of lessons. It was a lot of lessons. And I can honestly say that I'm grateful. I'm grateful, and I'm learning how to be mindful of my words, you know, because sometimes we can get triggered during this healing process. We can, and I can attest to it. I'm still in the healing process because there are days that I'm triggered. I'm just like, I'm just vomiting out. You know what I'm saying? Yet Spirit always guides me with grace to bring me back down to say, it's okay. This is the healing process. We knew you could handle it. Right? We knew you can handle it. And I'm grateful for that, to be guided with grace. And I implore you all out there to, like I said, check in with yourself to see who was guiding you with grace. Are they still in this realm? If they're not, they're in the 5D. So tap in to see if they can assist you with your guidance if still be needed. You know, it's a beautiful thing to know that you have a guide. To know that you have a guide too. That too. Tap into those higher powers. It's a real thing. I can tell anybody, the spirit realm is way more real than the physical. Number one, they don't wear makeup. So they don't gotta lie. They don't gotta front. They don't gotta put on nothing to be who they are. They are who they are. They are who they are. Either they good or they not good. Right? I done been to the depths of hell. I done came back out with guidance, with grace. Right? Y'all gonna hear that story when that book come out, when that other book come out. Oh, don't forget, check out my other books, because we wrapping it up anyway, Guide with Grace. As we segue into this, y'all check out Urban Life with Love, right? 5 languages we speak. Talks about love in a different language, the native languages of love. The main love language is our body. And I say that because the body never forgets. The body remembers the trauma, it remembers the love, it remembers the feelings, it remembers the hugs. The body never forgets. That native language we attest to is how we identify what we feel about our body. All right. Guide with Grace, y'all. It's been real. I appreciate coming on, doing these podcast episodes, Dilate to Dialogue. We got to open up what? Not them legs, but the minds, right? So we can find ourselves and our truth. I am Denise Camille. This has been another great episode of Dilate to Dialogue. I will talk to y'all on the next one. Take care. Hey!